Howdy y'all, Los here. Welcome to Bonsai-YEAH. I thought today, instead of working on a tree I already own, because I'm running out of those for the show, to be honest, I thought it'd be a good idea to do something that I always do anyways when I'm going to a big box store, walking through the garden, finding a tree, and then getting it started on its bonsai journey. So, why don't you join me as we take a trip to a orange big box store and pick out a tree. What do you say? Let's go. All right, we made it to the garden center of this big box store. Let's go walk around and take a look. I think this is a trumpet vine. I don't know if it's a vine. I don't know what they call this one. Alamanda. Alamanda. Wanna be witch? Alamanda. Take a picture. It doesn't have a very strong wood. But yeah. Looks nice. Let's go take a look at some more stuff. Texas sage, yeah. Just want to try to look down at the trunk here, and pull back some of the dirt to get to the surface roots. I'm not a big fan of these two clump style here. I want to try to find something that's got a single trunk. So no double trunks today. A lot of clump stuff. I see these all over the place. These Vitons here, the Texas Lilac. These are really cool trees. I've got one of these at home, just in a regular pot. Boy, are they great growers and showers. Some of the very old ones, if you look at them, see them, they've got some really gnarly movement in the trunk. Really cool. Can you bonsai a lemon tree? Yes, you can. I've seen them.
They produce?
Yes, they will make. You obviously need to have another citrus tree next to it if you want fruits. They need to cross-pollinate. They don't do it by themselves. You need two. If we took off this branch, turn it on that side, chop it maybe right about there. Oh, that'd be really great. Here's an avocado tree. It's got great trunk here. It's got an inverse taper we talked about last week. Remember how we talked about how we have a taper that does an inverse? There you go, it reverses. The taper is from top to bottom instead of bottom to top. Pomegranate's a good one. And this plant is treated for problematic aphids. Not too bad of a price. It's hardy too. A little too leggy for me. I want to find something that's a little bit more compact. I think I see something right here though. Check this out. This looks like it's a ficus of some sort. It's got a pretty sweet little bottom here. And what we can do is we can not only just chop off the top here, we can air layer this. We'll talk about air layering on another show, but basically we can turn this into two trees. So two trees for the price of one. I'm willing to give it a shot. Let's hang on to this one. This is a Eugenia. Never heard of it. It looks like a ficus to me. Maybe there's a scientific name somewhere. Nope. Oh. Let's take this one. Bulb right there. This looks like it's a graft. Now basically what they would do, I mean we can talk about grafting on another show. I've never personally done it, I've only heard of it. But you can take a branch off of one tree and put it to another tree, and it'll start living off of that trunk and then becomes that tree. And so it'll still make holly, but it'll also possibly make the other parent tree or the grafting tree. A lot of those tall, matter of fact, most of these citrus behind us are probably grafted trees. I think we may go with this Dwarf Yaupon here. This is a great tree on its own. It's a great bush, it's a shrub, but it's got naturally tiny leaves. Take a look at this and put this up. With some cleaning up, we can make this a broom style tree. This is all one branch here. It's just multiple branches, so lots of lower branches there. Problem here is by now, if we try to remove them, we would take this whole one off and this would just look like a barren tree. So let's look for something that's got like a single trunk. Simple enough to just pull it back a little bit and check the trunk. Junipers make a really good bonsai. I've got one of these. Probably bought the same exact kind. I've just been developing it into a cascade. Notice that this one grows, these are ground covers. These would make great cascade trees that basically look like they're pouring out of a tall pot, tall and slim pot. This is a pretty cool yaupon here. It's got a pretty nice root flare right there. And I think if we got rid of this back tree here, let's see if we can get it to see what we want it to look like here. See, it looks pretty barren from the top. See, we'll be missing out on there, but with a little bit of training, we can probably move those branches back and get started on a nice tree. Let's keep this one in our maybe pile. I think I might have found us a winner though here. So, as you can see, we've got a single trunk. The roots are going to keep me away from this tree. Look how that root just wraps right up and straight down. It's not very appealing. It's going to be hard to correct that kind of thing later without a lot of root pruning. This may go in the maybe pile, but like soft maybe. All right, looks like I picked out a pretty sweet yaupon here. I think it's gonna make a great bonsai. We're gonna take this back to the studio. We're gonna get working on it. What do you say? Let's go. All right, we're back. That was a trip. Picked out a couple things here. I've got this Eugenia. I think it's going to be great for an air layer. So we're not going to really do much with this till the springtime when it's time to do air layers. It's too late in the season to do it. These trees are going to be going to sleep and have slow growth for the next few months, and we do not want to stress out the tree at all. So we're going to let this one go dormant for a little. And then I picked this out, a beautiful Yaupon Holly here. Yaupon Holly, Stokes Dwarf. This is Ilix Vomitoria. That's a great name, Vomitoria, isn't it? So let's go ahead and get this cut off and let's talk about this tree. I have a couple of these at home already. These make great bonsais. Well, at least great candidates for bonsai because of the small leaves, the woody trunk. and it's just got great natural movement. Now, as you see, this thing has 2 trunks. We're gonna get rid of one of them completely. I'm just gonna cut it off. I'm not going to try to re-root this. I'm not gonna try to pull this up. We're gonna mess with this in spring, and that's when I'm gonna remove this stump, which we're gonna cut it down to a stump. Besides that, this thing's got a great root flare. It's got a nice taper that comes out. So I think this would make a great front. As you can see, it's got that nice curve right over here. Ooh, yeah. We're gonna do a little bit of cutting, a little bit of wiring, but not much of any of it. We're really going to take care of this main branch here, or the main trunk, the secondary trunk that I want to get rid of. It's not going to be included in our last design, final design. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a good cutting. And I'm gonna go in and just give this a good old cut from the very bottom. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a stump, and here we go. Give it a good cut. Oh, it jumped right out. It looks like it didn't even want to be part of that tree. Now, would you look at that? That one little cut absolutely turned this into a bonsai. Now, it's a little barren right here. There's not a lot of foliage, but I figure with a little bit of wiring, we can bring a couple of these out and fill in that spot. You see, it's just bare. It's like a pizza pie. So if we bring these 2 together, boom, look at that. I think that's gonna be great. We're gonna eliminate some of these branches that we see they're growing in 3s, trifurcating. We wanna keep only bifurcations happening. And we'll probably bring this down just a little bit, probably down to here. Get rid of some of these lower branches so we can really get a look at this main split. Howdy y'all, Los here. Welcome to my garden. This morning is so beautiful. I thought I'd take us around, show you a couple of things I got up close. And after that, I pulled out this Ken Taylor Rosemary that I would think would make a wonderful bonsai. So we're gonna repot that, trim it up, and that's what we're doing today. Let's get going.
All right. This here is an air pot, or an air root pot, or an air pruning pot. So basically you put your plant in there, and when it grows its roots, it's going to grow out and then they get pruned naturally. And then you'll have a nice radial root base after a few years. And this way it will not wrap around the pot. It's forced out these little holes. You see these little cones in there? Ain't that something? And I got a little popsicle netting here. If you ever get popsicles, $2 at your local store, you can save that netting. Put a bottom layer on there. I'm gonna put this rosemary and bonsai soil. Gonna get that in there. Need to prune this up a bit. Okay. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna sprinkle with a brush some powdered root hormone just to give this a little head start, a little extra kick of hormone. Don't need a whole lot of this stuff, but I want to get it in there. Alright, that's it. It's ready to start its journey to be a bonsai. Bonsai soil, root pruning, top pruning. I'm really happy with this. Hope you enjoyed it. Till next time, be cool, stay hip, get yourself a hobby. Bye.
This here is an evergreen. This is not going to lose its leaves during the winter, but it will stop growing. So all of its energy is going to be stored in the roots for the winter. then it's going to come right back in full force. Now what I'm doing is I'm scooting off some of this top layer stuff so I can get a look at this flare of the root base. And what I can see here is just absolutely wonderful. This was made, this is perfect for bonsai. If we look in there, you can just see that these roots are all going radially. They all are going from the trunk and going out. They're not going down, they're going out. It's really great. And this is going to, all these little roots that we see in here are going to turn fat. We'll pick some of the ones. There's a lot of roots going on here, but eventually we'll get to a point where we can pick and choose which roots that we really like. I think we are just about ready to go ahead and get started with pruning. One of these two have to go. It's close to a trifurcation here, and this one is a little too straight. This one's got a lot of nice movement to it, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that one. I think this is a great start. Still a lot more to do, but we don't want to rush it. Let's get these branches set in place first. Give them a few months. We'll make sure to monitor the wire here, making sure that we keep our eye on it. We don't want that trunk to swell up at all over that or attempting to go over the wire. We absolutely do not want that. It will leave a permanent scar. It'll take years and years and years before you can even make it go away, if it'll even go away at all. But I think this is a great start to a wonderful bonsai. I think we're done here for now. It's not much we want to do. We don't want to upset this tree any more than we've already upset it. It's going to have a happy life as a bonsai. It's going to be cherished for the rest of its life. And we're going to do everything to keep it alive. Make sure it's happy and thriving, not just surviving. I just wanted to show you that we can make beautiful bonsai on the cheap. We don't need to be buying expensive trees, pulling them out of the wild when they die. We could go and get started for less than $10 at a big box store. You could pick it out, spend a little bit of time on it, and let it sit for a lot of time. I think we did really well, and we'll show you its progress as we continue on through the series. We'll leave it there. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you like our content, you could check us out on Facebook, checking out Bonsai-YEAH. In the meantime, be cool, stay hip, get yourself a hobby. We'll see you guys next week.